The Earth is constantly in motion. If you think it's just sitting there, you've got another thing coming. Below the surface, there's a whole lot of action happening that shapes the land we stand on. These internal land-forming processes are like the Earth's own secret art gallery, constantly creating new features and changing the landscape in ways we often don't see. From tectonic movements to volcanic eruptions, let's dig deep, pun intended, into these processes and see what makes the Earth such a dynamic place. Let's start with tectonic plate movement. Imagine the Earth's crust as a giant jigsaw puzzle, with enormous pieces called tectonic plates. Now, these plates don't stay still for long, they're constantly moving, but don't worry, it's a slow and steady kind of thing. These plates move a few centimeters a year, but over millions of years, that's enough to shape continents, create mountains, and form new land. When two plates collide, it's like two giant puzzle pieces scrunching together, and this can form massive mountain ranges. Take the Himalayas, for example. When the Indian plate slammed into the Eurasian plate, the land was folded like a piece of paper. The result? The tallest mountains on Earth, still rising a tiny bit every year. It's like the Earth just keeps folding a little more paper each time. Talk about some impressive land origami. But wait, there's more. Tectonic plates don't just collide, sometimes, they split apart. When two plates move away from each other, the space between them can fill with molten rock from the mantle, forming new crust. This process is called seafloor spreading, and it happens at places like the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. This is where the ocean floor is slowly growing, like a conveyor belt of new land being made. Imagine if you were in the ocean, and suddenly the sea floor just popped up beneath you. It's like the Earth is just spinning new land out of nowhere. And trust me, this isn't a one-time thing, it's a process that's been going on for millions of years and will continue for millions more. The ocean's floor is literally expanding as we speak. Then we have subduction, which is the real drama behind some of the most catastrophic and impressive geological events. In subduction, one tectonic plate is forced under another, diving deep into the Earth's mantle. It's like the Earth is doing some deep diving, sending one plate beneath another like a game of tug-of-war where one plate just can't handle the pressure anymore. When this happens, the crust can melt, forming magma, and eventually, this molten material can make its way back to the surface, causing a volcanic eruption. The Ring of Fire is the best-known region where subduction zones create a continuous show of volcanic activity. It's like the Earth is saying, "I love making new land." Volcanic eruptions can form islands, shape mountains, and even create new rock layers on top of old ones. A volcanic eruption is the ultimate hot mess, with magma bursting out in a dramatic display that can transform the landscape in seconds. And don't forget, these volcanic arcs are often tall enough to reach the skies. What a breathtaking view! Let's talk about volcanic activity, which is the Earth's way of letting off steam, literally. Volcanic eruptions happen when pressure builds up in a magma chamber beneath the surface, and it has to escape. When it does, all that hot, molten lava rises up and pours over the land, changing everything in its path. Lava cools into rock, creating new landforms. That's how places like Hawaii came to be. Hawaii didn't just magically appear out of nowhere, it was formed by volcanic hotspots where magma pushes through the Earth's crust. Over time, these eruptions created islands that are still growing today. So, every time a volcano erupts, it's like the Earth is saying, "Time for a new look. Here's an island just for you." It's like Earth's own little fashion statement, but way more explosive. And speaking of explosions, let's talk about earthquakes. Earthquakes occur when tectonic plates suddenly shift along fault lines. This causes a shock that ripples through the Earth, shaking everything above it. It's like the Earth is having a sudden fit of excitement, and it's not afraid to shake things up, literally. When plates move, the ground above can shake violently, and in some cases, cause tsunamis. Earthquakes are constantly reshaping the land, creating new faults, opening up cracks in the ground, and forming new rift valleys. The San Andreas Fault in California is one of the best-known areas for this kind of activity, and it's a constant reminder that the Earth is never static. If you feel an earthquake, don't panic. Just remember, the Earth is having a little shaky party beneath your feet, and you're lucky enough to witness it. Now, here's a fun one: mantle convection. The mantle is like the stirring pot beneath your feet, constantly moving and shifting materials around. As the Earth's core heats up the mantle, the material closest to the core gets hot and rises, while the cooler material near the surface sinks. It's a constant circulation that helps move the tectonic plates around and creates volcanic activity and mountain building. Think of it like the Earth's version of stir-frying, constantly mixing things up down there, making sure the plates get the movement they need to stir up the land. And then there's isostatic rebound. Ever heard of the Earth bouncing back? When massive ice sheets from the Ice Age covered much of the land, the weight caused the Earth's crust to sink a little. Now that the ice has melted, the land is slowly rising back up. This is called isostatic rebound, and it's like the Earth is taking a stretching break, trying to regain its shape after carrying a heavy load. It's nature's way of saying, "You've had me under pressure for too long. Now, I'm bouncing back." Don't forget about erosion, which, while often seen as an external process, is closely tied to what happens inside the Earth too. Over time, internal forces, like volcanic eruptions or tectonic shifts, can expose rock to the elements. Once that rock is exposed, weathering happens, and the material is broken down and carried away by wind, water, and ice. The process can dramatically change landscapes over millions of years, carving out canyons, valleys, and other features. It's like the Earth is constantly sculpting itself, reshaping the surface little by little. So there you have it, internal land-forming processes that are always at work beneath the surface, shaping the landforms we know and love, or love to avoid when we're stuck in traffic on a mountain road. Whether it's tectonic movements pushing mountains up or volcanoes spitting out new land like lava-filled birthday cakes, the Earth is constantly changing and remodeling itself. These processes are so powerful and far-reaching that we can't possibly see all their effects in our lifetime, but one thing's for sure, the Earth is always up to something. The next time you're standing on top of a mountain, feeling the shake of an earthquake, or watching a volcano erupt, just remember, it's the Earth doing what it does best, shaping itself from the inside out. It's hot, it's dynamic, and it's always got something earth-shattering going on. Now that's what I call a groundbreaking process. If you enjoyed learning about these amazing internal land-forming processes, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on more mind-blowing facts. Stay tuned, because the Earth is always evolving, and we're here to explore it all with you. Until next time, bye.